Hi friends, today I want to talk to you about math. And when we do math, there are lots and lots of different ways to use numbers. So today we're going to talk about the square. You've seen this before. This is in the geometric cabinet. A square has 4 equal sides. A square can be small, or a square can be large. Oh, or you can have many squares. This is my large square. I know this is a square because each side is straight and each side is the same size. So, how do you think that we're going to do this with numbers? I will show you. You will need a piece of paper. I'm using graph paper today. You will need a pencil, and you will need some objects from around the house. Well, around the classroom. Here I have some pennies. Here I have some snowmen. And we'll see what else we can find. So to get started with, we want to make a square with our counters or our objects. The first thing I'm going to do is pour out my objects. Now that I have poured out my objects, I want to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 pennies. So I want to make a square with my 16 pennies. How am I going to make a square? Well, I guess I could make the shape of a square, the outside of the sides, but I don't want to do that. I want to make a square with my pennies. This is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to count by twos. I just counted by ones and I got 16, but now I'm going to count by twos. So if I take 2 pennies, and if I take 2 more pennies, does that make a square? Can you see that? That does make a square. So on my paper, I'm going to write 2 X's and 2 more X's that make a square. So on my paper, this is what I have. Now I'm going to draw an arrow that shows I'm going to count from left to right. How many pennies do I have on the bottom part? 1, 2. So I'm going to write 2. Now I'm going to count up. I'm going to draw my arrow up, and then I'm going to count 1, 2. My square is 2 pennies over and 2 pennies up. But wait, we have 14 more pennies. Do you think we can make a large square with all of our pennies? Well, let's find out. Let's try by threes. So I have 3 pennies over and I have 2 pennies up. Is that going to work? No, that's not going to work. That's a rectangle. Friends, what can I do to make it a square? I have 3 across and I have 2 up and down. Did you guess? That's right. We can do 3 pennies over and 3 pennies up. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to do the same thing on my paper. 3 X's over and 3 X's down. I draw my arrows and I write 3 and 3, and I have made a square of 9. Okay, let's try a square of 4. We'll take 4 pennies up and we'll take 4 pennies down. Does that make a square? Nope, that's a rectangle. We did it. We fit 16 pennies in a square. We have 4 pennies over, we have 4 pennies up, and all together we have 16. So on my paper, I am going to mark my X's, and I'm going to write my arrows, and I'm going to write the numbers 4 over, and how many up? 4. You're right. So we can take a number of things and we can count them and make a square. So today, while you're at home doing some work, I would like you to find some objects and I would like you to count them. Did you know not every number makes a square? Sometimes you might get a number and it might be your favorite number. My favorite number is 14. So let's try it with a 14. We're going to count out 14 snowmen. 1, 2, oh, those are kind of hard to see on there. Well, hopefully you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now I'm going to double check to make sure that's how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, that's 14. Now I'm going to try and make a square. If I remember correctly from my paper, if I make a square of 3 over and 3 up, that's 9. So I'm going to start right there with that. 1, 2, 3, and another row. 1, 2, 3, and another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, I have made what's supposed to be a square. I think it's more of a rectangle because of the objects that I used, but I know from my paper that I have 3 over and I have 3 up, so that is 9. So this is going to be my square. But I still have some left. So I'm going to try and go 1 more row over and 1 more row up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I can make a square. No, I cannot. I cannot make a square. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And in order to make it an actual square, we would have to have what? A row of 4 over and a row of 4 up. And look, I can only make 3 rows of 4. My 4th row of 4 only has 2. So the number 14 isn't going to work to make a square. And that's what you're going to discover today. What I want you to do is go around the house and find some objects and see if you can make them into a square. As you can see, my snowmen didn't look like a square because my snowmen are actually, they're kind of rectangle anyway. But following the math rule of counting 4 over and 4 up, that made a square, and I could see that on my paper. For those of you who've done the bead chain before, you will remember that we can count by different numbers. And we can make a square with those numbers. So here we have 1, 2, 3. So I'll put the 3 counter here. 4, 5, 6. Put the 6 here. And you count with me. 7, 8, 9. Okay. So here we have, oops, I can't do this very well. Well, never mind. That won't work. There, that's better. So you can see that 9 is all straight in a line here, counting by ones. But if we count by threes, we end up with a square. So you see, friends, you can do the bead cabinet work at home using your objects. But remember the rule. How many ever you have on your bottom row, you have to have also going up on the other row. Could you do 10 across and 10 up? I bet you could. In fact, what do I have here? A 100 square. That's 10 over and 10 up. Well, friends, I hope you have fun with your math today. I hope you can find some numbers that will make a square, and I hope you find some numbers that don't make a square, because numbers are all related and we can have fun with numbers. So write your work down. Send it in. I can hardly wait to see it, and have a great day. Bye.